This is Clifton Raheem Bradley from out of Chicago, and you know what? Do a television show called the Underground Railroad Television Show. And what we're going to do is ask questions. We're discussing the New World Order. Does it exist? Is it false? And you know what? Andrew in Chicago, who is authority and always running for political office, is going to give you information about the New World Order and talk about local and global issues. With no further ado, here he is. I'm going to get out the picture. You know what? Today, this is like coming from you out of Chicago, the United States of America. You get so many videos, so much information people want to know about the New World Order, and I do a show called The Underground Railroad that comes on every Saturday night at 10:30, and he will be a guest on my show, inshallah, on the 20th of January at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Time in Chicago on CAN TV Comcast. And I'm going to put his picture up. His name is Mr. Andrew. His name is Andrew. Okay, Mr. Andrew C.M. Nelson. And you know what? With no further ado, he's on the mic. So I'm going to let him make an introduction of himself. How you doing, sir, brother? Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, sir. I'm doing great.
Okay,
The Universal House of Justice has stated, and I quote, that soon will this present-day order be rolled up and a new one spread out instead. And he explains the world's equilibrium has been upset to the vibrating influence of this new world order. Mankind's ordered life has been revolutionized with the agency of this wondrous system, the like of which mortal eyes have never witnessed. End quote.
Brother King, before we really get started, can you make an introduction of yourself and tell people who you are and how do they get in contact with you? And please make an introduction of yourself to the audience.
Yes, I, Andrew Clarence Merrill Nelson, also known as Andrew Nelson Bay, am a 2024 Republican U.S. presidential candidate. I aspire to make life easier in the wake of the pandemic. And I would say Klaus Schwab, founder of the World Economic Forum, has the wrong idea about global governance.
Okay.
And, NATO, the organization was instructed to bomb the waterworks in Libya prior to the assassination of Muammar Gaddafi. My thing is that everyone, the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights says that everyone has a right to life, liberty, and security of person. And security of person means the right to not be involuntarily injected with anything. And someone should ask Anthony Fauci, well, what immunization modality have you used?
Can I say something? I wanted to say something about the COVID. The only reason we don't really talk about the COVID is because once we start to talk about it, YouTube will flag us. But go ahead, brother.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. That photograph of myself is my official photograph.
Okay.
Was taken November 11th.
Hello?
Yes. Was taken on my maternal grandfather's 400th birthday, which was November 11th, 1991. The world order behind it.
Okay.
My show was sent to his grandson.
Mm-hmm.
There's an institution about continental type of Israel called the Official House of Justice.
Mm-hmm.
It's been there for about the last 20 years.
Yes.
To ensure the establishment of the kingdom of God on earth.
Okay.
And
Mm-hmm.
people are linked to that as being the institution which is to run global affairs.
Yes.
To have supreme unbounded authority, and that presupposes military might as well as spiritual power from human beings.
Yes. Yes.
So the World Economic Forum finances the organization along with the Chinese Communist Party and the Bill and Melinda Company.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a phase of pipe across the film. Mr. Tedros is acting at the behest of his paymasters.
Wow.
And so he does what he's told. He has another choice. The World Health Organization is trying to get the treaty ratified in Congress, the United States Congress.
Okay.
And it's only going to start WHO.
Okay.
And it was cleverly crafted, the language of it started upon the signature of Joe Biden or Secretary of State Blinken.
Okay.
And it's something that everybody knows about. And it's important that those typing up like Illinois or these other misguided people who have added to it for the whole pandemic. Clearly, they're being prosecuted by U.S. attorneys and of the individual U.S. states.
Yes.
The current attorney
Mm-hmm.
general Democrat
Mm-hmm.
group. But maybe in other states, so you have state's attorney and state attorney general got a grand jury and indict, and that will make the whole House of Cards fall. International human rights attorney, Professor Dr. Francis Boyle, who spoke on the with Health Agent Mike Adams.
Yes.
Naturally.com, right? And that information, people should access that and surmise for themselves what needs to be done. You know, democracy presupposes an electorate, I believe that means medicine and the founding fathers that hated that.
Excuse, you know what, Mr. Nelson, I would like to ask you one thing. And you know what? You're holding up a book that says New World Order. Are you selling that book? And if you're not, let us know. And what there are people that are listening that have no idea of what the New World Order means, and they do not know what the New World Order is all about, and some that do not believe that it exists. Can you tell us that?
I've heard it said that the mark of the beast is about worship and the calendar in the world order. The New World Order is listening of high faith. No question about that.
Okay.
And the Baha'i calendar has 19 day months. In other words, the 19 months which begin one of the months, which they naturally goes throughout the year to February 25th and 26th to March 1st. It's the culmination of the Baha'i, I call it the body, the
Yes.
And the creator of the body was the calendar, which really begins on Shelley's birthday, is March 1st of 1897.
Okay.
His passport said he was born on March 3rd, 1896. That's why they have done their numbers. Indicates that he was out of should be under the time.
Okay.
Special methods and
Oh.
the body, the calendar, with the intelligence, where there's a basic income, that's the time.
Yes.
And that was the stuff I wrote. So I'm looking at even the 21 necessary of the fine good studies in China. But the United Nations runs like Thailand, which presumably is pushing over how those monetary goods are used.
Yes.
And that's the ability to practice by all the Communist Party. That's why they have virtually unlimited resources.
Yes. So what when we speak of new world order. Who are some of the members of the new world order, and what is the primary objective of the new world order system? Who are they, and what is their objective? What are their motives?
The Rothschild family, they had their, well, we'll say the Communist 300. Those black people, as I know, remember the 300 and then Colin Powell into the right.
Yes.
Others, overwhelmingly, their population was some of the reasons very few, but they were black. I'm not a member of the 300 now, because I speak membership in that particular situation. I'm part of partially with the Ohio. So with ID side of the political world, the bit of the world must be protected. So the person's health is very well. That's what they charge for the levels. Long education, their health is very well.
Yes.
And you have to optimize natural and community. Because nothing I would do is to reject it or anything.
Yes.
My opinion is that of the flash squad war and that he spoke about is depopulation.
Okay.
They want to 8 billion to about 1 billion. And I not with that. I promoted it. I grew another down there to work with mass murder from the side of the situation. They took a long time to classify the mass murder of the victims in Rwanda disease.
Yes.
In 1994 as genocide. But the real genocide now is less dramatic than what genocide is. And the concern is that people know that that was rape and such, you know that the Belgian Congress was somehow the property of the Union and this and that. But make a long story short, during Afrocentric,
Yes.
is where I am, something like an APA national. Because there's a number of genocides
Oh wow. Okay.
that African American, so to speak. I have seen it in my purpose. I'm that's like it.
Wow.
Really.
I mean, you know what? These groups of people, the group of people that you are talking about, why is it in their best interest, according to the knowledge we have, to decrease the surplus of the population? If they control everything anyway, what difference does it make?
Well, the folks that I have the most respect for is my fans of the
Mm-hmm.
who announced that he characterized as the dictatorship of moral relativism.
Mm-hmm.
And um, in a couple of things we read my highlight said, my life is put this all the time to live
Mm-hmm.
in my country. Um, uh, uh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember how it was.
Okay.
I will come back.
Okay. That's something that goes. That's something that's in a lot of people's mind. If they exist, why is it in their best interest to eliminate and decrease the surplus of the population if they already controlled everything? Why would you want to do? Why would you? It's that's something.
We're such a military, and wars have manpower. And that's why we're trying to emasculate, feminize that, the is neglecting women of the world. But it's not going to work. Um,
Can you give us some examples of how they trying to do? You made me think about David Chappelle, for example, when they tried to make him wear a dress. But I think you might be talking about something else. Can you explain how they tried to demasculate someone?
here's the thing. In answer to the question, I would say that um, they are, uh, they know what the male ideal is and the divine feminine.
Okay.
This organization of the man and masculinization of the women
Mm-hmm.
is part and parcel of the very nature of their overall energy of intent.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I say the only thing that is actually mandated is diametric adequate expression forward.
Okay.
It's like not enough to give the opportunity to make myself these dynamic hazards. Is to study the financially compensated
Yes.
as dynamic harvest.
Oh wow.
And return Scientology gave an interest in exclusive rights to that kind of expression.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that there's a lot of lives to go on break homicide, suicide, the tendencies can be cut and be fashioned that intervention
Yes.
part and parcel of the health system passport.
Okay.
Whether it's a passport, that's an only tactile version of electronic. Um, that's an only tactile version.
Okay.
Uh, the last such as that's what we hydroxychloroquine, etc. I'm not with those vaccines at all.
Okay.
This is a bioweapon. That's the fact the biological weapon was in act in 1989.
Okay. So you had meant something about the New World Order. What you connected it with Muammar Gaddafi, who used to be the leader and the president of Libya. Can you respond on that?
Well, it's like the original Semite, which kind of was slave. Broadly, and what was by
Kanye West. Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? When you can I ask you something? When you use the word Semite, there's someone that listening that does not know what Semite means. Can you give the analogy of that word?
I don't know for Nazi, coming being regarded as the type of might get the most because there are not other people that need
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So the thing of Gaddafi in the New World Order was it interest of the world order to possibly eliminate Muammar Gaddafi, who was the leader of was in their best interest, and why?
I think she was in that individual size and it starts to and have
Okay.
that deep under the infrastructure.
Yes.
The happens
Yes.
Libya the best.
Mm-hmm.
And people are not, I don't know, and they have no,
Muammar Gaddafi. You know what? That's interesting. That is. What do you think that the New World Order has anything whatsoever to do with what the war that is going on in the Ukraine, Russia, and NATO right now? And if they do, can you expand on it? If they don't, expand on it.
I think it's part and parcel of the whole Zionist agenda to deal with identity. The Atlantic Council, which is the joint the Grand Trust of North American organization of NATO,
Okay.
Baha'i principle, the world of Baha'u'llah represents the divine side, and the world economic form, the current membership of the World Health Organization because of its financial factors to determine what the people that finance do. This is one is good and it's not the other is taking the guy.
Okay. Wow.
And happening is diet a lot. So you're about to be the person that requires 100 years as a taking to the mission. There's a lot of that. That is true.
Yes. Yes. Now your own city where you live in is Chicago. Can you talk about the political climate in Chicago? Is there equity? Is there regentification going on in Chicago? And can you speak on the political climate? And I have a question after that.
I'm a former candidate for mayor of Chicago. Of Washington State, and I ran for mayor just now for a number of reasons that I mentioned. There was 24 Republican presidential bid. Ideally, the Trump's vice president for the Ukraine. If he should do social welfare, and all that.
When you speak of Chicago, about a year ago, we're for people that are listening, we are in the United States, we in Chicago, Illinois. When you speak of Chicago, okay, I heard like last year that there were aldermen proposing that the National Guards come into Chicago to reduce the criminal activity that is going on in Chicago. Are they saying that they have failed? And if they have failed, what is the solution?
Well, I see the solution coming from a lot of different angles. It's like you're trying to measure that foot from the river behind the fried sugar. No scheme which is calculations of the highest state control will provide.
Okay.
And no doctrine which the most, I think, the more perspective that can provide in the last resort as a foundation on which the future of this practice. I used to know this by heart. I would do this all the time.
Yes.
And I would suggest that people keep in mind the real behind and business issues that we will have to address it. We came out with the comment of the world statement.
Let me turn my phone all the way up. Go ahead. I'm listening to you.
That's in October of 93, I believe.
Okay.
Well, no, it's 85.
Yes.
Yeah, and October 1985. The Universal House of Justice issued the promise for world peace.
Okay.
And I think we need to be more effective in conveying the message, the right message, because what works.
Yes.
I'm saying from a high perspective.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been behind movies since my early 20s. And really my mid 20s. And I may not be a card-carrying member of that organization, so they can always claim self and deniability.
Well, how do they get in contact with you?
My phone number is 773-221-8362.
Okay.
My email is andrewnelsonbay@gmail.com. That's ANDREWNELSONBEY@gmail.com.
Okay. So, Mr. Nelson, you know what? I would like to ask you, when most of the aldermen made the statement that we need the National Guards to come in Chicago to minimize the criminal activity, are they saying that they failed? Or they just need help? Can you elaborate on that?
I would suggest to whoever's elected mayor of Chicago, so that maybe look at our active members
Yes.
and our members of various youth organizations, and talk to and Andrew Nelson is something that the Chicago Police Department, I am supposed to be funding the police.
Yes.
Kind of financial compensation
Okay.
that the police should be afforded to an auxiliary force that works each drug. And in these police districts right now. And so these things like all these parts of police have the best, I think the best police force in the country.
Okay.
I met the mayor up in 2000 years. Kind of I read a building, so Mary was part early last and I told him that I would, in my capacity as mayor of Chicago, implement having people dealing with mental health issues, homelessness.
Yes.
And a lot of 911 calls don't require the police response.
Yes.
So they require professionals, whether it's mental health or social work, to live with the first responders. That way, people are not unnecessarily hurt when they're around. And taken to a hospital or the county jail or something like that, people we need the right people in place.
Yes.
I call it the most adjoining to the
Yes, alhamdulillah. Yes.
Just now,
yes.
But now we have to work on ourselves to higher jihad. Self.
Yes. 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 I got to ask you something about Donald Trump, but I'm gonna save that to last. I want to ask you something about Chicago. Is it in the best interest of the New World Order to bring in people illegally that are sneaking into the United States and and comes into a sanctuary city like Chicago and Washington, like what like Governor Abbott is doing. Is that in the best interest of people that live in Chicago to have a sanctuary city? What is sanctuary city? That means people that are undocumented can come to the United States of America, sneak in, and then they can be entitled to the same rights as somebody that's been here all their life and be entitled to have entitlements. Is that in the best interest of Chicago and the New World Order system? Like what's going on in Texas right now?
Right. Done had a elected near Chicago. But what I shall do in my capacity as Vice President of the United States alongside my President Donald Trump
Okay.
is ensure that every U.S. natural person gets the universal basic income electric
Okay.
which would pass the
Yes.
that's the only tax higher electronic routine with the taxation for the last year. Will put them in
Okay.
quantum computerized.
Let me tell the people. Let me tell the people something. They're trying to call. We're not taking any calls because the thing is only have one phone line. But I'll work that out later on. But you can put something in the chat room. Go ahead. Excuse me for interrupting you. Okay.
Yeah, I think the organization will receive the identity of every individual, alongside what Michael Frank was.
Okay.
I've never disliked a lot of nice like you. I only do business with people whom I personally know, like, and trust. And I have every U.S. natural person who voted
Okay.
universal basic income, Treasury Direct,
Okay.
and the documentation that underlines that. Then the form first and foremost will have this capacity.
Okay. I'm listening. Let me turn my phone up some. Go ahead. I'm listening to you. Can you speak up a little louder? Thank you. I'm listening.
World Health Digital Passport has no connection whatsoever with the current membership and intention of those who are currently running the World Health Organization.
Yes.
An organization is only as good as the people in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to go to Israel and meet the members of the Universal House of Justice and all of the rise in the, shall we say, administrative order hierarchy. And let them know that they have a friend in Admiral Nelson Bay.
I like to ask what, as you as being running for office, you're going to get a political office sooner or later. I want to ask you something. I don't know if you are a member of the NRA. NRA is the National Rifle Association. Do you think that it is legitimate for an individual to be get a semi-automatic gun in Chicago? Do you think that?
Will not stop it from negative. And so I would assert that my roommate has a burner gun.
Okay.
And I believe in the Second Amendment, and my organization, like the Israeli Defense Force, I expect each of them to learn about the non-lethal firearm.
Okay. So you will say that you basically getting a semi-automatic. To me, there's a lot of people that say, why would you need a semi-automatic gun? But some people say you have the right to buy what you want to buy as long as you have not broken the law and not prohibited from carrying a gun.
Because that it's not the gun that is the issue, it's the mind and intention of the person who is bearing arms.
Okay.
That's why the best background check, as far as I'm concerned, the best is only truly legitimate background check.
Okay.
Requires diagnostic editing sessions.
Okay.
That way we know who everybody is.
Got that.
And that way you'll know, and I think as in a long perspective, that we know who may have any strong information to draw from a killing spree or, shoot up a mall.
Well, would you say that goes? Would you say that goes for getting a semi-automatic weapon that could shoot off 25 rounds in 2 seconds? Would you agree with that or disagree with that?
I disagree with that. One doesn't need a machine gun to be hunted. I mean, a person can have their AR-15 or whatever it is. I'm not very familiar with that. The last time I had another gun in my hand, I was 12 years old. But I believe, just like the Israeli Defense Forces are expected when they're 18 years old to arm, the people who work alongside me in terms of my personal experience, to familiarize themselves. We're not trying to kill anybody.
Yes.
You know, and have a responsibility using firearms constitutional area.
You know what? Get a quick note. How do they get in contact with you?
You can call at my number 772-221-8363.
Okay. Okay.
Or you can email me at henrynelsonbay@gmail.com. And my phone is probably being overseen by the FBI and some investigation. So people might be aware that they're probably being monitored and keep time in contact with everything.
Okay. Okay. You know what? I want to ask you a question about Donald Trump. I know you are a political junkie. You love politics, just like me. Do you think that the news media was too harsh on former President Donald Trump during his tenure, and they're being easy on U.S. President Joe Biden? If so, what? Why?
The fake news, the mainstream media, they have their own agenda.
Okay.
And it's important to understand how you can make a great deal unless you have your own.
Okay.
Message to offset the lies and the defamation and the standards that mainstream fake news will try to put out there.
So, by saying that, do you think that it was justifiable that former U.S. President Donald Trump took classified documents back to Mar-a-Lago, his home? Do you think that? Do you think? They're trying to come to the determination now. Do you think that was justifiable for him to take classified information?
Well, I don't trust the veracity of the broadcast major whenever they allowed for it, was meant to dealing dialectic in mind with temporary reaction, evolution.
Okay.
I'm familiarizing myself with it. I was there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can speak up a little louder. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, so basically, then it's the news media like insurrection that took place with Donald Trump when he didn't say anything. All of the people gathered at the Washington Capitol. They say he didn't say anything about it until it was almost over in the middle. Do you think that he was wrong to that? Always transfer of power peacefully in an insurrection that took place. First of all, do you believe it was an insurrection that took place? Because some people saying it's fabricated.
You know, I would say this way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, of individuals who
Mm-hmm.
get rid of it. That's the issue with him.
Mm-hmm. I'm listening.
I hear things that the military things.
Okay.
And it is funny actually that the next thing might be
Okay. Okay.
that's my question. You know, that's the house in Africa for the believers to appreciate adequately that they not necessarily prophecy.
Okay. Okay. Do you know what? When we talk about the new order, what do you? I mean, former President Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Who do you believe for the people? Would it be in best interest for former Donald Trump to become the next president, to stay president? Tell us why. Okay. Okay. Now, you know you need a lot of money to run for office. You need a lot of money. You need a lot of money. But mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And when you're out,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that
Okay. When you say be kind of to get your name, all of the ballots of every state, would that hard? That'd be kind of hard.
um, the objective is to something else
Mm-hmm.
and it's too relevant and it's
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So would you know what, Mr. You're basically saying this is really in the best interest former president, Dr. President or Biden to stay in Am I misinterpreting? Mm-hmm. He so so you would say that Donald Trump, he was international thing that how do you form Trump would have dealt with Ukraine, and even would we even be in this situation if he was the president?
Um, I have to yeah, I think that's true in the sense that God has a purpose for all, and there's love called respect.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the trust of January 2020.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So Donald Trump, I mean, he's interesting. You know what? I don't happen to believe that there's any Republican that can make a debate. You know, and do you think that the Democrats? You believe that the Democrats intentionally try to embarrass Trump, former President Trump, by bringing him before the subcommittee, before the election to be questioned? You think they're trying to embarrass him, waiting? Is this just a coincidence?
I look at the nature of the
Uh-huh.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
I define
Yes. Yes. And you know what? People, people in Chicago, it's an election coming up. Are you gonna withhold your endorsements right now? Okay. Okay. Funny, you what's his name? Green, the young guy. What's his name? Small head on WVON had to spread things. Listening, you see, she's a radio host for WVON, and comes on in the midday. Give her a plug. She comes on midday from 9 to. I'm trying to get disparaging things to Mr. Green. He just said he's. Would you agree with that? Of course, you disagree, huh? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 She just said you're very smart as a whole on WBON. She just said this things to say about that. It was kind of comical, but listening to you, yeah, I don't know why she said that, but uh huh. Yes, yes. Because by ending that very messenger and the mm-hmm. And the messenger like that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, I would like to ask you, who is the biggest threat to the United States of America? Do you think it's Russia? I think it's China, but who do you think is the biggest threat to the United States? I'm talking about in terms of supremacy. Um, no longer, uh, mm-hmm. The Chinese they were a whole lot of yes. Um, I want the whole thing yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's university. Mm-hmm. Okay. Finding out and do. You know what? I want to thank you for our railroad podcast. The people that are listening, as I see by looking at algorithms on my, but I thank you. And can tell people who you are and tell them how they get in contact with? There is a particular message that you want to give to the people that I didn't. Please give that information. I think anyone who vetted any auditor meaning of that, and that's good myself. Okay. And so I went to then all of the orders. Okay. U.S. way that the registered voter which is agriculture. Yes. Standardized version of the coverage from it and of each year. Then the voter. Mm-hmm. Voter. Be able to
do marketing better local members that building place. And you know, that's the way to the future.
Yes.
Financial system, building
Mm-hmm.
and there's more that's our reward. Our life, really learning about
Mm-hmm.
financial system.
Your contact information.
Contact everyone else in the email and email
Okay. And you know what, brother? I thank you for coming on the Underground Railroad podcast. And he will be on and me live 20th of January 2020. But like you're looking at this is so I want y'all to reach out to write an article about him. Have your show. Have him on your show. I have a video show. Because you know what? He's somebody that has been working not for years to make Chicago politically. And he's kept political in check when he saw wrong. He called them out, not in a little public. And I appreciate you for that, brother. So, like I said, I'm gonna ask one more time. Just give your. I'm gonna sign off. Give your information with this gentleman, please. Give your information. Mm-hmm. 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 Can you give your information one more time? Brother, like I said, brothers, I want to thank you, brother, for coming around the road. I look forward to seeing you. I look forward to that. Okay? Yes. Yes. I said thank you. Appreciate that. It'll be a lot. I want to get together with you probably this weekend and do some PSAs. Okay? Okay. So say assalamu alaikum to everybody, and you know what, there is a new world order system, as he explained. He's holding up the book. I meant to ask you, the book, are you selling that book? And if you are selling that book, do they go to Amazon to get that book? Okay. 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 So that's what how would they do that? What would they do? Just go to the Google's search engine, and what would they put in?
Well, I tell you what, I'm in the process of publishing my own book very soon. I mean, title Things and Notes in America's Black Hitler.
Okay.
That photograph is going to be, on the book and stuff. And from what I write, will secure copy of the book.
Okay. Okay. So I will make you aware, and you know what he's going to do is he's going to send me the links and email address where I can put that in the description. Not he's going to send it. I'm going to ask him to send it to me. So I can put. I have his Facebook. His Facebook website link is already in the description. So you know, and I'll get a telephone number that's applicable for you to get in contact with him. But brother, I want to thank you again for appearing on Underground Railroad Television Show. We come on every Saturday night at 10:30 p.m. Central Time in Chicago. But we come on 7 days a week, 24 hours a day on YouTube. And you'll be able to see this on YouTube, on my YouTube platform, and other websites, social media platforms. Thank you, brother. Assalamu alaikum. All right.